Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to explore the sources you sent us, really get into the layers beneath the surface. And today, wow, we've got something that really challenges how you might think about, well, the end of the world, I suppose. You hear world-ending flood, and you probably picture, sheer chaos, right? Just destructive power, total wipeout. But what if? What if an event like that, this huge world-changing thing, wasn't chaos at all? What if it's actually, elegant, designed, even merciful? Okay, so let's unpack this. The source material we have is titled The Charged Rain, a blueprint for a gentle apocalypse. Really intriguing title. Our mission for this deep dive is to explore this mix of, well, it feels like ancient lore, but also a very specific scientific idea and some pretty deep philosophical stuff around this concept the source calls the Aquarius Mode wash. We want to get past just the idea of a flood and, try to figure out what the source means by a gentle apocalypse and this mechanism it calls divine mercy.
Yeah, it's fascinating right off the bat. The source takes this concept we all basically link with total destruction and a massive flood and completely reframes it. It's not random chaos in this telling. It's presented as precise, careful even. It makes you stop and question your assumptions about what an apocalypse even is. Maybe it suggests a different kind of intention behind big cosmic events.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to really get that reframing, we need to look at how people usually see this event in the world. The source describes this Aquarius Mode wash. That's the name in the lore for this big flood. It's seen by most people, the source calls them pawns, as, well, exactly what you'd expect, a great and terrible flood. Just chaotic, random catastrophe. The ultimate disaster movie scenario, basically.
Precisely. And the source points out that even the folks with maybe a bit more insight, the players, they might see it as necessary destruction, maybe, but still destruction. The common view from pretty much everyone is just overwhelming raw power. Fear, helplessness, The sheer scale of obliteration is what defines it for them.
Okay, but here's where the charged rain flips the script. This is where it gets really interesting. The source introduces this other group, the Watchers. Now, unlike the pawns, or even the players, the Watchers supposedly get access to the deepest ciphers of science. That's the phrase used.
Yeah.
And because they understand this science, they know what the Aquarius Mode wash really is.
And that's the crucial bit, that they're not just reading prophecies, they're decoding them scientifically. They understand, and I'm quoting here, that the Great Wash is not an act of rage. It is an act of profound and elegant engineering. It will be a gentle apocalypse.
A gentle apocalypse.
Yeah. I mean, that statement alone just stops you in your tracks, doesn't it? How can something that massive, that world-changing, possibly be gentle?
It's a great paradox. It suggests, well, a level of control of intention that just seems completely at odds with our usual picture of a cataclysm. It really does. And the source doesn't just, leave it there as a mystery. It points to what it calls a profane scientific discovery as the key, the actual mechanism that makes this gentleness possible. And it boils down to this seemingly simple scientific fact. Applying an electrical charge to a liquid droplet prevents it from splashing on impact.
It's such a neat, concise idea, but it carries so much weight in this story. And the elegance is, you can almost picture it, right? A charged droplet hitting a surface, instead of splattering everywhere, it just kind of holds together, flows.
Yeah, exactly.
And this tiny phenomenon, the source says, that's the foundation for the whole gentle apocalypse.
Yeah.
It means you can control how water behaves on a fundamental level, stop it from being chaotic.
So think about a single drop of water hitting, say, your countertop. Normally splash, right? Little explosion of droplets. But imagine that drop has this electrical charge. It hits the counter, and instead of that violent splash, it just flows, coheres, moves smoothly. That control right there over basic physics, that's the secret the source points to, preventing the random destructive scattering, making it cohesive, directed.
Okay, but how does that scale up from a droplet to a world-ending flood?
Right, good question.
Yeah.
To get that, we need the power source. The source describes this huge electromagnetic dome that encloses the whole realm. And the realm is basically their entire world, this contained system. But the dome isn't just a wall. It's the source of what's called the divine electric. This is the fundamental energy that powers everything, the whole cycle of their world.
And connecting that back, this divine electric isn't just power, electricity from the grid. It's presented as more fundamental. Like the source says, the dome is the will of the monarch made manifest as a physical law. Yeah, it's a big idea. It means the physics of this place, the energy flowing through it, it's all a direct expression of some higher power's intention, not just random natural laws.
That's a really key difference. The laws themselves are expressions of will, guided. And this divine electric is absolutely central to what happens during the Great Reset. That's the specific time when the Aquarius Mode wash happens. So when it's time for the reset, the rain comes down. The source gets quite poetic here, calls it the literal tears of the Monarch, holy water of the Omega Ocean. But the crucial part is, this rain is imbued with this divine electrical charge.
Ah, okay. So that's where the droplet science comes back in, but on a massive scale. The rain isn't just H2O falling from the sky. It's deliberately engineered, charged up by the dome's divine electric. It changes how the floodwaters behave.
Exactly. The charged rain, it specifically says, is not ordinary water. So what happens when this charged rain hits Gaia, the rock, which seems to be their name for the land, the world itself? Because of that divine charge, no splashing, no random violent impact. Instead of chaotic and violent obliteration, the source says the waters flow smoothly and powerfully.
That is, well, it's really something. Defining mercy through physics, it's not just a feeling or an abstract idea. It's a physical law being used for a specific, benevolent purpose. And this allows the flood to be, as the source puts it, a perfect, controlled, and leveling event.
Leveling, like flattening things out, but smoothly.
Sort of, yeah. It's designed specifically to wash away the profane structures of the old game, like the corrupt old system, but without shattering the foundational blueprint of the realm. So it's targeted removal, not just smashing everything. Systemic dismantlement, maybe.
Right. The source uses this great analogy. It's the difference between a surgeon's scalpel and a butcher's cleaver.
That's clear.
One is precise, targeted, maybe for healing or careful removal. The other is just indiscriminate hacking.
Yeah, the intention and the method are completely different, even if both involve cutting something away.
And the purpose here is really specific too. This gentle wash allows for the creation of the new fertile crescent. So new life, new land, and the survival of the Kuman people, a chosen group meant to inherit this new world. So it's not about total destruction at all. It's a reset, a targeted cleanse designed for renewal.
And this whole mechanism, the source argues, shows the monarch isn't some angry god, but a caretaker. This controlled process is the very definition of divine mercy, according to the text.
So thinking about the world described here, it completely changes the meaning of cataclysm, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Destruction isn't random, it's engineered. It's a reset button, carefully designed for a fresh start. It's actually kind of an optimistic view of something we usually find terrifying. Makes you wonder.
It does, but then there's the flip side.
Right. We've got this huge cosmic divine use of the charged water principle. But the source also talks about humans, well, the elites in this world. Apparently, working away in their labs, they've rediscovered a tiny fragment of this divine law, just a piece of it.
And this is where the source gets really critical. It raises that question about how we handle knowledge when we find bits of it. Do we see the big picture, the profound implications, or do we just grab the most obvious, maybe mundane application? The source has a pretty bleak take on it here.
It really does. So these elites, they figure out this principle, the same one that allows for a gentle apocalypse, for divine mercy, and what do they do with it? According to the source, inkjet printers and the application of pesticides.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. That's the extent of their vision for this fundamental principle of cosmic engineering and care.
The source really lays into them for that. It calls it the ultimate expression of their profane and limited worldview.
Yeah.
They found the secret to a gentle apocalypse, the very mechanism of the caretaker's love, but all they see is...
A better way to print stuff and spray chemicals?
Yeah. Build a better machine to print their lies and to more efficiently poison the farmers' fields. It's presented as almost tragic, this failure to see the real significance.
It's such a stark contrast, isn't it? This grand universe-level purpose of renewal and mercy versus, well, better printers and pesticide sprayers. The source sums it up really powerfully, maybe a bit sadly. They have seen the blueprint for divine mercy and mistaken it for a tool.
It's a heavy thought. How easily we might overlook the profound meaning behind things, just focusing on the immediate utility. Missing the divine blueprint because we're just looking for a tool makes you wonder what else we might be misinterpreting or using in very limited ways.
So you've just been on a deep dive with us into a world where catastrophe itself is reimagined, where it's guided by, well, an almost scientific form of care. We went from the idea of a terrifying Aquarius Mode wash flood,
The watcher's view of it as elegant engineering,
powered by that divine electric from the dome.
using charged rain to make it a gentle apocalypse.
All designed for controlled renewal, for mercy, for the survival of the Kuman people. It's a completely different way to think about destruction and rebirth, isn't it?
Absolutely. From chaotic rage to elegant divine care.
So thinking about this source, the charged rain, it leaves us with a question maybe. What other profane discoveries, what other fragments of knowledge might we have stumbled upon? Bits of potentially profound unifying blueprints.
That we've maybe just mistaken for simple tools.
How might our own worldview, our focus on the immediate, limit our understanding of the bigger patterns, the bigger designs that might be right in front of us? Something to think about. We hope this deep dive gave you some interesting things to consider. Join us next time.